Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan. Glad to be with you here, breaking down the Bills and the Redskins on CBSSports.com. And Pat, obviously, the story with this game going in and all over the NFL this week is really the death of Sean Taylor, and there'll be a memorial or at least a moment of silence all around the NFL. But in Washington, the players had some meetings. They got back to practice on Wednesday. Sean Taylor's father came up and said, "I want you to play football. You know, it's okay to go out and play football." How does the team play football?
It's an incredibly emotional event. As a college football coach, I went through this myself. We lost a player that was near and dear to the hearts of the whole football team a week before the opening game. It was devastating, but the team did get all their energy together and went out and gave a great performance. I expect the Redskins to go out and deliver a great performance. It's going to be very hard for a guy like Clinton Portis, who was good friends with him from college, but I think he'll go out and perform extremely well.
Yeah, that's the thing. It can go one of two ways. It either goes the way where you just don't want to be there and you don't play well, but more often than not, when something, obviously not like this happens because this doesn't happen that often, but more often than not, when an event which a team can gather around happens, the team goes out and plays well.
These are football players. Yeah. These are athletes. These are guys that know how to express themselves in a physical sense, and the football field will become a place that's almost therapeutic for them, and then they'll take off Monday for the funeral.
All right, it's almost ironic, though, that they're playing the Buffalo Bills, a team that it wasn't as large of a tragedy because nobody passed away, but week one of the season, Buffalo saw its tight end, Kevin Everett, suffer a spinal cord injury. He has since walked out of a Houston hospital, so they avoided that tragedy. But they dealt with this earlier on in the season as well. Let's look a little bit on the field here in the matchup, and we'll start with Buffalo because they're going back to Trent Edwards, the rookie from Stanford. What's Dick Duran's thought
I think he's taking a good, hard look at this young player, and he probably thinks he has a better chance to win. I don't know that he will because there'll be no Marshawn Lynch. Anthony A-Train Thomas looks like he won't be able to go, so you're limping at the running back spot. And this is a team that plays close to the vest. They're not trying to beat you with a sophisticated passing attack. They're trying to play defense, and they're trying to run the football. I think their ability to run the football against the Redskins will be severely limited when they get into this football game. I'd like to give Dick Duran some credit here. When you start looking at what the Buffalo Bills are, and they're not a bad team. In fact, I'd call them one of the surprises of the season. They're ranked 31st in offense and 31st in defense. It's a tremendous coaching job, and now he's trying to figure out which quarterback is going to take us into the next 5 years.
The only team worse on offense has been the San Francisco 49ers. Right. The only team worse on defense has been the Cleveland Browns this season. So that's where those numbers are. As for Washington on the field, schematically, I give the ball to Clinton Portis. That's what I would do all game.
Well, this is a team that has always wanted to run the ball left, give it to Clinton, go to the left side behind Chris Samuels. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills will know that. What's happening, though, is they're taking advantage of how effective that was earlier in the year, and Jason Campbell is pulling the ball out and throwing play-action pass. He's thrown for over 300 yards 2 weeks in a row. They have clearly opened the playbook up and given him more options, and those options, I think, will come in handy against a very weak, in my opinion, very weak Buffalo pass defense.
Yeah, and obviously with the Redskins pass defense, obviously a hit with the loss of Sean Taylor because he was second in the league in interceptions, and he hasn't been playing the last couple of weeks due to injury anyway. But this obviously, of course, secondary to the overall picture, but on the field certainly will be a loss as well. All right, let's take a look at the AccuScore prediction for this game. Remember, 10,000 tests, all mathematical elements, and this AccuScore has the Redskins basically 70% of the time beating the Bills at home to get to 6-6. Pat, you like the Redskins?
I agree with it. I agree with the score. I think it'll get pretty lopsided as this game wears on. As I said, the quarterback in Washington is starting to show me things that I didn't see before from him. They got Santana Moss back. They've got their big running back. They got a backup running back in Liddell Betts who can come in and give you a quick change of pace. I like the Redskins big in this game.
Yeah, I like the Redskins as well. Folks, the game starts at 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. And for more on this game or any other in Week 13 or the entire situation with the Sean Taylor death investigation, be sure to stay with the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.